All right, it is Sunday morning, and I'm on my way to my first gig ever. So no pressure. So I'm doing bass for a church of sorts. They're kind of a non-denominational church. So they sent out the music kind of late this week. So I've got it printed off, and I'm going to kind of try to muddle through and favor root notes as much as I can, and we'll kind of see how we do from there. So, time to get on up to downtown Orlando and see what happens. Alright, I'm here. No one else is, but traffic was light. What can I say? Alright, so it's before the service. We're trying to hack together the chords, really. I did not have a lot of prep. So, and that's kind of like the whole band's with me on that, so it's not like it's just me who dog ate their homework. So that's all right. We're trying to make it work. Rehearsal went well. I mean, this could be expected. So now we're just trying to smooth it out so that I can just kind of get through it, and then when I make my next appearance, then I'll be more polished, is the plan. I'm on actual stage. Alright, so the service is going on part one. I think they do two of these. It's my general understanding. So, we got through the first song. A bit of a mess, but I got through it. They tend to do certain songs for the whole month. I just don't know, since I'm not going to be here next week, if they're going to do this song again one more time, or if they're just going to move on to the next month's stuff. I have to check the calendar and see how the dates shake out. Yeah, I mean, for my first gig, I mean, it's going about as you'd think a first gig would go, especially with minimal prep. But that's all right. I mean, again, this isn't this isn't like my first gig doing my music. This is my first gig doing someone else's music. So, you know, take what you can get. Just kind of roll with it. As the drummer was telling me, like, during the break here, he was like, you know, no one's grading on this, so just do what you can do. And then just as you get acclimated with it, you'll do better as you go along. So that's all good. No one's expecting the world here. So that's good. I mean, in that regard, I didn't feel like tons of pressure. I mean, other than I just want to do well. So just waiting for my cue for the next song to go up. We start with two really difficult songs to hack together, and then from then on out, it's all pretty smooth sailing. My only issue personally is that I'll get in a groove, do whatever, and then suddenly it changes to flats and sharps and stuff that weren't there before. And like, wait. So part of it, and this is my message to you guys, you know, first of all, even when you're new, you want to play with other people as soon as you possibly can. It's daunting, it can really freak you out, but don't freak out. Play with other people. You're going to learn what you need to focus on. And in a vacuum in your bedroom or your music room or whatever, you don't necessarily know what to practice. You know to practice, but you don't know what to practice. So my homework, besides, you know, the music, is picking notes out of a crowd, man. You got to know, like, where the notes are. And in the heat of the song, you don't have time to hunt around on the fretboard, so you've got to know what Josh at Bass Buzz calls the money notes. That's part of it. But sometimes you're further up the neck and you're away from what's called the cash register, and I'll do a little overlay as to what that even means. But when you go further up the neck, sometimes it's like you don't know, like, right away where a note is, and I got to get better at that. So, you know, and again, no one's grading me and judging me, so that's good, but I just want to do better next time. Anyway, waiting for my cue.
Take a step back and look at our
I used to
own
have
lives
these.
and think, okay, and the road seems a little rocky right now.
All right, show's over. Here we're on Zoom. It's payment for the gig. All right, everybody, I'm back in my comfy studio after my day out doing my first ever gig. So I just wanted to talk really quickly about what I learned. I talked a little bit about it when I was actually there, but couple of things, like I said, my ongoing battle is just finding notes on the fretboard quickly. And that was kind of the key word, is some stuff, it would say on the sheet music, but we're moderately slow, and then it would just whiz by me like, what the hell? It doesn't help that some of the music, like, I was technically familiar with it, but not in the way that the music director wanted to do it. So I'm not bashing. It's just one of those things. I mean, again, music director is going to music direct. And I kind of knew it going into it to kind of expect the unexpected. The problem is I did not have the prep time I really wanted to have. And even then, I don't know how much I could have really prepped. And this is a first gig. So it's one of those things, it's not gonna be great. I mean, I'd be amazed and astounded if it went off without a hitch. But I wanted to talk a little bit about, like, what worked, so that I can build on that for next time. And this is also for people, especially people who are new to, well, really any musical instrument, but I'm bass focused on this channel specifically. Not that there won't be any other instruments ever involved, but my primary focus is bass. All right, so the music director made this chart for one of the songs instead of, let's see if I have it in my hand, sheet music. All right, so if you're into rock, you probably have no idea what any of this says or means. So what you're probably doing is you're probably just learning how something goes because they told you, or you watch someone else doing it, or you find a tab thing probably, and then you just kind of play the tab, and you may not necessarily know what you're playing, but you know the song you're trying to play, and then you know whether or not the tab kind of sounds like the song you're trying to play. Let's just be real. All right, so what I had to do with the music director today during the break before the actual service is we would translate sheet music into, well, here are the chords. Well, the problem with this is that while this is, as it flies away, while this is technically accurate for the song we're playing, explain to me exactly where this is in the song, other than somewhere in the middle maybe. So here's what I like, and here's what I want to do next time, whether or not they provide it. He must have done this in Excel, and that'd be easy enough to do, that he put the chords and then he kind of put, well, he actually was able to put the lyrics in corresponding. I thought maybe he just had like certain keywords. Even that would really help, especially in the heat of the moment. You're playing a song you're not really familiar with, you don't have it memorized, you've got it on the sheet music stand, and you're trying to muddle through like I was. This one really worked out great. My only issue is that, again, you get into a groove, it's going great, everyone thinks you're competent, and then sharps and flats get weird, like, wait, what? And you don't know where they are at a moment's notice, like, wait, sure. Now, it's not that I don't know anything about them. I just didn't have go-to notes ready at literally on demand. So that's my homework. I got to really work on that. It's going to keep being an issue until I do something about No amount of this sort of business is going to fix that. So knowing the fretboard is going to be the thing that fixes that. So again, I was telling people during like me sitting backstage part of all this, if you're new to playing any instrument, play with other people right now. Siblings, family members, people you know, friends, whatever. Anybody you can play with them. It's daunting, and people are going to probably, especially who aren't musicians themselves, are probably going to tell you not to, because they're going to basically say, well, what do you know about ukulele or whatever? That's the point. Get in there, you know, just muck around. Muck around with your buddies, muck around with anyone who will muck around with you. And you're going to get a feel for kind of like what you know and what you don't know. You're going to kind of discover how much music you can make with very few or very little effort, really. On the bass here, here's the live actual bass I used today at the service. You can just chug one note. In fact, during a sound check, I was chugging one note, and someone's like, "Is that ambrosia?" Well, maybe. It wasn't. It was literally, I'm chugging a note for a sound check. I don't care. I'm not playing a song. I'm just chugging. But it just kind of tells you, if people are thinking that it's Ambrosia's song and you're chugging one note, then there must be something to that, right? That you can make a lot of music with very little, right? But that's a confidence booster also. You know, as you get into it, because you need wins. This is what I'm getting at. You need wins, especially when you're new. And even like someone like me, I've been playing a while. I'm not some idiot who has no idea what a bass is, and this fell out of the sky yesterday, and I walked into this church today and started playing. The thing is that when you can make some music of any sort, it's a win. It's going to build your confidence. You're going to say, hey, maybe I can do this. Maybe this is my instrument. You know, it took me a while to kind of latch onto bass as being the thing I really wanted to commit to and focus on. It doesn't mean that I stink at music and I can't play any other possible instrument, but this is the one that really now in my middle age just really was like, yes, this is what I want. And it took some time. But that's cool. You know, the thing is I had the roughest time getting people to play music with. There was always this big talk, oh yeah, let's do that, and then it just didn't pan out. So if I could have, shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't. And part of it is too, as I was younger, I psyched myself out. I listened to the people who were negative saying, don't play with other people. You're too new, you're too young, you're too this, you're too that. No, play with other people right now. And you're gonna learn what you know, you're going to learn what you don't know, and you're going to learn what you need to work on. And that's going to help you out in your practice. So I practice every day. I was sick in bed. I practiced every day. I found a way when I was sick in bed to keep my bass next to the bed. I call it my teddy bass. Picked it up and played anything I could and put it back down and laid there and was miserable. That's the deal. If you love it, if you're committed to it, commit. But play with other people. So I'm going to be back in 2 weeks at this gig again, and I'm looking to do better. And I'm looking to do better after that. And even better is it's going to be a paying gig soon. So, you know, I wasn't going to get there. I'm not going to have that kind of stuff happen if I psych myself out and buy into the negative talk. That's my message. So thanks for watching. Go practice whatever it is that you love.